All right, so oh shoot, I played myself. Lit out. Hey guys, it's me Sylvia, back with another video. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I have a ton of products that I am going to be deciding if I want to keep them or toss them. They're the products that when I went through all my makeup collection and kind of did some reorganizing, I set these ones aside because I'm like, I don't know that I want these. I don't reach for them because I have had some bad experiences with them. I saw Casey Holmes do a video very similar to this. I thought it was a great idea, especially as I was going through my collection and came out with all these products I didn't really want anymore. So let's try them out and see if we can salvage any of them or if they are just a no for me. Let's get into it. All right, so the first product that I was like, what am I still doing with this is this skin mattifying primer. Now, I honestly don't know what brand this is. Like, it doesn't say. Oh, Forever 21, very tiny writing. And when I was clearing out my primers, I just put a little bit on my hand and like this weird grease kind of came out with it. So I don't know if you have to shake it, but that kind of grossed me out. And then I was rubbing it around. I was like, oh no, it kind of feels like very greasy and I wasn't down with that. And I'm kind of moving more away from like the pore filling primers and starting to get some that are more just like a blurring effect but very hydrating, because I find these ones sometimes can be very drying or make your face look cakey. So let's apply this and see if it is worth keeping. But my skin needs are changing because I'm using like more drying out products and things like that to help with my acne. So I don't know that I like these mattifying like primers anymore. It did make me super matte. It has a really strong like perfume smell. So it's definitely pore filling. Like, it feels like it got into all of my pores like on my forehead, smoothed it out a bit. Now, I'm honestly still unsure about this one because my facialist told me to stop using like pore filling stuff, but like I like the fact that it smooths it out a bit, you know? But she told me to stop because it clogs your pores, clearly. And I've been kind of staying away from them. So I feel like I'm trying to clear out my collection. Maybe I don't need that one so much. I'll toss it. And by toss, I'll like ask my family if they want it or something, like my friends. If nobody wants it, then I'll just like give it away. What do people do with like used makeup? Should I give it away to like a women's shelter or something like that? I'm gonna look into that. So moving on, I have a foundation I don't want to use again, but I'm gonna give it one last shot. It's the Velvette Matte Foundation Stick from Nars. Now, I had such a bad experience when I first tried this one out that I never really wanted to try it again because I didn't want to have shitty looking skin throughout the day. It was horrendous. I didn't like it at all. So I haven't tried this again ever since then, but I need to give it another shot because I mean, Nars is such a good brand and I love the majority of the products. Like, I don't even just have one shade. I have like multiple shades and I don't like this foundation. Here I am. Which shade am I? They're both kind of yellow, but whatever. Let's see. So this also has like this sponge touch-up thing on the back of it. Now, when I first tested it out, I realized that you should probably only use it like as a touch-up. It definitely cannot blend out all your foundation. I just think it's weird and kind of pointless. But let's blend out this foundation so I can show you what I mean about it. So this is one layer and you can see it's very kind of like uneven. Like, you can really tell that it's like splotchy. I don't know. I normally don't even like a light coverage foundation, but the fact that it's not even and then can't even cover like the redness on my chin. So let me just keep applying a couple more layers and try to even it out to give it a fair shot. Like, I'm using so much too. This is definitely not worth it. So again, after a second layer, like, it still didn't cover up the redness on my chin and it just doesn't make my skin look great. But as of right now, like, I can't make it work. So we'll check back in on that at the end of the video because who knows, maybe it'll melt in my skin and look better. Excuse me, I'm trying to film. This is what it's like having a YouTuber boyfriend who's filming at the same time as you. Now for concealer, I have the Benefit Boing Industrial Strength Concealer. So I had really high hopes for this concealer because it's supposed to be industrial strength. I love a full coverage. I also love like a creamy type of concealer, but it just creased up really quickly on me and it was not long lasting at all and it looked really cakey on my under eyes. So I don't know. I didn't like it. I'm gonna give it another go today. All right, so it's applied with a brush and I'm gonna just blend it out and we'll see if I feel the same way about it. So this is it fully on with just one layer and it's still like not as full coverage as you'd think an industrial strength concealer would be. So I'm gonna apply a little bit more on my inner corner, even though that kind of disappoints me, but let's just get it as full coverage as I want it. It's already looking so cakey to me, but once I really blend it and push it into my skin, it loses that coverage and then it still looks cakey. So you see how it like emphasizes the wrinkles underneath my eyes? Like, I just put it on and it's creasing so much already. But let me set the under eye and my foundation and then we can comment on that again throughout the video to see how it's wearing, because I feel like that is the true test to see if I'll keep it or not. So I have another product on the verge verge of being tossed. This is the MAC Prep and Prime Transparent Finishing Powder. So aside from having this one for like ever, I don't think you should keep makeup this long, but aside from that, it just gives really bad flashback, like horrendous flashback. So let's set my concealer and my makeup, and I'm gonna do the flash test so you guys can see what I mean, and hopefully I'll save some of you from looking crazy like a ghost in your pictures, because no one told me for the longest time. I had to learn the hard way. Do you see how the concealer is just, as I'm putting that powder, it's looking more and more cakey? Look at that! Like the foundation just clings to dry patches. It doesn't even cover up like my redness. Okay, so you can't see the powder on my face through the camera right now, but let me do a flash test so you guys can see what I mean. Ew! You can see like a film of powder under my eye, and I just look like a ghost. It's really bad. This is all white powder, and like I know I'm pale, but I'm not that pale, and you can literally see the powder. So this is a no thank you. I'm definitely gonna get rid of this because flashback, unacceptable in this day and age when you're constantly taking photos. I have so much creasing underneath my eyes. It aged me like 20 years. It actually did. And then for the foundation, it's emphasizing my every pore, every hair on my face. I wouldn't want to go out in public with this on my face. It makes my skin look so horrendous. Moving on. So I'm actually gonna use the same Nars foundation, the darker version for contouring. Now from what I remember, I kind of liked it for contouring, so we're gonna try using it again. And I'm actually gonna use the little end of it here to blend that out to see again what my thoughts are on it, because it was kind of questionable before. Do you see how splotchy that looks? Now let me just blend out the other side actually with my beauty blender to give it a fair shot. So it's blending out a lot better with the beauty blender for sure. Definitely not as bad. Ew. Just the formula of this foundation, I don't know what it is, but it just clings to dry patches. So if you have any sort of problematic skin, I really don't think this is gonna be the foundation for you. So I'm kind of undecided about that as a contour stick. Like I feel like it's okay. It may be not enough for me to be like, I don't want this, I'm gonna toss it. So it might just stay in my drawer for a little while, use it like as a last resort because I don't absolutely hate it. Maybe I'll keep it just to contour. I just really am not liking it as a full foundation. You can see it's getting worse and worse throughout the video. My smile lines, my nostrils. I look so hideous. Moving on. So next up, I have the Urban Decay Naked Skin Shapeshifter palette. I love Urban Decay. I was really excited about this palette. You got the powders on one side, you got the creams on the other side. Really cool idea. Love the packaging. I stopped using this because I realized it made me look really gray. Let's contour using this shade. It's a little dark, so I don't want to do too much. I'll just do over top of what we have there. This is just making my acne look so much worse because it's moving around the foundation underneath, and then the actual contour itself is not great. Let me try and cover that up. So if you just dab the product on, it definitely helps. I hate the way my skin looks right now. Like I can't hold it back. Look at it. It's breaking up on my nose. So now let's go in with this shade to highlight here. We'll put that. What am I doing? So I just realized, obviously, that I had the powder on. I already set my concealer, so I'm not sure why I was going in with a cream. My bad. But wow, that's horrendous. Usually I can still salvage it even if I accidentally do that, but this is just, there's no going back. It's so separated. So I'm going back in with the concealer to try and fix it. So now let's just skip right to using the powders. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. I'm just gonna lightly dust that over top of the cream contour. I can't tell if this is turning out bad because of the foundation or because of the contour and highlight or because of the Urban Decay product. Do you see how any product that I put on over top of this foundation just completely wipes it away? Has anyone tried this foundation before? Do you have the same issues? Am I crazy? So now I'm gonna use the highlight powdering shade over top of my concealer, and I'm just gonna pat that on. Hopefully it'll kind of even out that concealer there because you can see how cakey and like patchy it looks. Okay, this is definitely making it look better, more smooth. Do you guys see the buildup of the concealer here? It's like clinging on to dry patches. I'm not gonna speak any more about the foundation and concealer because it's official. I don't like them. I will be getting rid of them. So this I'm gonna actually give another go because I kind of like the way it applied today. I think it's more so just the really dark cream contour shade that I don't like because it's really gray, but that's fine. I don't have to like every single shade in the palette. So eyeshadow, primer, and brows are on with products I do like, but now we're gonna be able to try out the Subculture palette one last time. I haven't parted ways with it because I've been trying so hard to make it work, and I think everybody's biggest issue with it that has ever criticized this palette is that the shades don't blend into each other. color, but I'm gonna use some shades that I haven't tried yet. But let's use Dawn as always as a transition shade. So the fallout of this palette is like one of the big things that everyone keeps mentioning, but that doesn't really bother me. Modern Renaissance has fallout. A lot of really great shadows have fallout. I can deal with fallout as long as the shadow is actually really good. So that's definitely true about this palette. It does have fallout, but that's not the reason I would ever not use it. So I'm just gonna apply this right underneath my brow bone. So this shade I never really have issues with. It blends just fine. I feel like the lighter colors in this palette are okay. It's when you get to the darker ones that you have issues. So now I'm gonna go in with Edge, and I'm gonna apply that just along my crease. So far they are really pretty colors, but you can tell that Edge is becoming like this brown instead of this bright yellowy color. Like, do you see the difference there? That's how it should be going on in your lid. But instead, because it's blending into Dawn, that transition shade we used, it's changing its color, which it's still really pretty, but I feel like that's just luck. Like, it could ruin the eye look, but at least this one's blending. So now I'm gonna go in with Axis. That's a beautiful color. Let's just hope it blends. Here come the issues, you guys. Oh no. My eye look is being ruined right now, which is so sad because these are beautiful shades. If I pack it on, maybe we can cover up that patch. So now I'm gonna go in with Adorn. I'm gonna use that in the center of the lid. I'm gonna spray my brush with Fix Plus just because powder just seems to be falling off my lid. That's a lot better. Switching back to Axis, I'm gonna apply a little bit of that in the inner corner. Do a halo eye, at least try to. I'm gonna use Electric to try and blend Adorn into Axis. The shimmers blend into each other just fine, which is why I wanted to do this like crazy eye look to try and really test the difference between the mattes and the shimmers and see how they blend into one another. So the shimmers blend into the mattes fine, the shimmers blend to other shimmers fine. It's when you get to the dark matte shades when you get that patchiness and those issues with blending and changing color on you. And that's a no-no because there are only 3 shimmers in this entire palette. There goes that patch again. It's all falling out on my ugly foundation. Okay, so I worked at it for a little while. I tried to blend it as best as I can. There's still some patchiness here. There's also a patch here that for some reason I had to continue to pack on the shadow because it just was bald like the whole time. The shadow wasn't sticking to my lid there, but it just took a lot to get the eye look to where it is right now. More than it should. It's just way more difficult to blend. The colors don't turn out like how they look in the pan. So I don't know, like I'm liking the shimmers, but there's only 3 of them in the palette. So I'm gonna say that I probably am not gonna be reaching for this palette just because there's so many other ones that are so much better that I have. I really hope that they remake the palette with the better formula because I would repurchase it because I like the shades in it that much. I just hate the formula. Sorry, not sorry. Now for mascara, I have 2 of them that I'm gonna try again because I have so many mascaras. These ones I'm like, do I need them? I don't know. I don't remember them being too good. So this is the MAC Zoom Fast Black Lash Mascara. I'll do one eye with this mascara. I was like ready to throw it away, but I'm like, wait, maybe I should try it again because I haven't tried it in so long. Whoa, definitely lengthening my lashes. No, it's not bad. It's making them a little bit clumpy, but it did give them a lot of length, so I like that. Let's put it on my lower lash line. Okay, so this mascara is definitely not as bad as I was remembering it to be, but it is pretty old, so I'm probably gonna have to throw it away and just replace it. The only thing is if you don't like really clumpy lashes, you'll probably want to be careful not to put on too many layers, but I like that it adds a lot of like thickness to my lashes, so not that bad. So the next one that I have is the Supersizer Fibres from Covergirl. And again, with this one, I just don't remember it being too great. It has a very, very thin, like spiky wand, and I'm usually not into mascaras that have this kind of wand. I like very fluffy, thick ones. So there we go. It's completely on this eye, and it's not bad. I might keep this one, but I just think it's a little bit clumpier than I want. Instead of making them more full, it separated them and made them longer, and it just depends on how you like your lashes. So I'm probably gonna keep this one because it's not that old, but it's not my favorite mascara. Okay, now I have these lashes from MAC. They're the #1 lashes. I stopped wearing these because I found that they were like so short and thick and it just looked kind of awkward, but I had one last pair left. So let's try them on and see how I feel about them now. I'm gonna put them on off camera to save time. Be right back. All right, lashes are on, and you can see they're very, very short. They're not too noticeable, especially if you have black liner on or something, but I prefer the style of lashes that are very long, very wispy. As of right now, these are very short and dense, but my tastes change, and same with like makeup trends and things like that. So I could like them again eventually. These ones have been worn a lot and they're very old, so I'm probably gonna toss them after this video. All right, you guys, so I just added a lip, but those are the majority of the products that I was ready to toss. Most of them I still feel like I'm gonna get rid of. The foundation especially, like I'm really, really hating how my complexion looks close up. Like far away, sure, maybe it doesn't look that bad. Close up, you can see my nose. It's rubbing off my nose. My smile lines are are super accentuated. That doesn't normally happen. All the texture on my skin is accentuated. Like my creasing on my under eyes with that concealer is so bad. The foundation's already like rubbed off of my blemish on my chin. Hasn't really covered up that redness. It's clinging to dry patches. It does not make my skin look good. My complexion is the worst thing about this makeup look. My eyes, I had to try really hard to make that Subculture palette work. And for the 3 shimmer eyeshadows in there that I actually think perform well, I still think the palette is not worth it. I think that was the final time I'm gonna use it. But that's all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did and you want to check out some of my other videos, just click them right here. I will see you guys there. And of course, if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, just click this button right here to subscribe. I will see you guys in my next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys. Mwah. Bye.